Hello everyone, how are you? This is our live YouTube channel, and in this video we will talk about content analysis. We will define the idea of content analysis and explore the objectives of content analysis. After that we will talk about the steps of content analysis. Now, what is content analysis? In research, content analysis is the process of analyzing content and its features with the aim of identifying patterns and the presence of words, themes, and concepts within the content. Simply put, content analysis is a research method that aims to present the trends, patterns, concepts, and ideas in content as objective, quantitative, or qualitative data, depending on the specific use case. So content analysis, it is a research technique. It is used by researchers in different fields, and it has three main approaches, which is the basic, interpretive, and qualitative. So we can say that it is a research method for the aim of presenting trends, patterns, concepts, themes, ideas in a certain content. This content can be heard, can be seen, and can be studied very thoroughly. Now, what do you think are the objectives of content analysis? Why do we do it? Why do we conduct content analysis? We've got actually many objectives or many aims. The first thing is that we do it in order to simplify complex and unstructured content. That is the first one. So you simplify things. Number two, we do it in order to identify trends, patterns, and relationships in the content. Number three, we do it to determine the characteristics of the content. I want to describe the content. I want to identify its characteristics. Okay? I want to know its trends, the patterns found, the relationships found. I also do content analysis to identify the intentions of individuals through the analysis of the content. This is actually done in the interpretive because I focus on the implied content in order to explore the exact or the authentic meaning used in the content. Researchers also use content analysis in order to identify the implied aspects in the content, which is as a complement with the previous note here, that I want to know the true intentions of the participants, for example. Okay, we also do it to inform the development of new textbooks, okay, and to evaluate the existing ones. So these 2 points are, approximately, complementing each other. What about the existing textbooks? Okay, I've got many textbooks that need to be analyzed in order to evaluate them, to assess them for development. Okay, I want to see their strong points and their weak points. What about the new ones? That's why if I find many weak points in the existing ones, I should try to develop. So such content analysis helps me in informing the development of new textbooks. Okay, and the last one, I use it to provide insights into the broader discourse around a particular topic or theme. So this relates to the themes within the content. So I do the content analysis in order to know, to go deeper into the broader discourse, revolving around the topic or theme examined. Okay, let's talk now about the main steps of content analysis. We can say that we've got approximately 6 or 7 steps. Here we will talk about 7 steps. The first one, develop your research questions. It is important to know exactly why do you want to conduct this content analysis of a particular, let's say, textbook. because of something. Now this something is called the research question. So it means that I want to know exactly what to study in the textbook. For example, I want to study the representation of a certain theme, like for example globalization, like empowerment of women, like the woman image in the 10th grade English textbook for your students in Jordan. Okay, so this is the first one. Or maybe I can study the use of language. Okay, as for the second step, it means, or it is represented in choosing the content you will analyze. What are the main textbooks that I need to study? So it means selecting the sample. Okay, the sample of the textbook. For example, I want to study textbooks. Maybe your friend want to study the audio messages between friends. Okay, maybe you can study the images, you can study a certain TV program, there's no problem. So you want to give me the sample. This is number 2. You should determine, here in our case we are concentrating on textbooks, so we should determine the textbooks to be analyzed. We should decide the criteria for selection. Can you give me some examples or criteria for selection? Just like what? Just like the publication date, the author, the subject, or the random, the subject, or maybe it can be random textbooks. Okay, step number 3 is all about developing the coding scheme, defining the units and categories of coding. So here in step number 3, we focus on coding, how to do the coding. We should develop the coding scheme through identifying the main categories. After knowing the main categories, we should classify each category in its own codes. So we should develop categories, and after that their codes that will be used in analysis. Codes should be relevant to the research question and should capture the key concepts to be explored. In step number 4, we should, it's a complement for step number 3, that you do it while coding, is that you should train the coders who are working with you as a team. You should train them. You should be sure that they are familiar with the coding scheme and are consistent in their interpretations. In step number 5, we should start the analysis. How is that? We should use the codes. We should analyze the frequency and distribution of codes to identify patterns and themes. So should train ourselves, and we should, after training, we should start analyzing, of course with the use of the codes, and determine exactly what type of content analysis you want to adopt, whether it is basic or interpretive or qualitative. Okay, step number 6, we should start interpreting the results. We should explain them to draw conclusions about the content and structure of textbooks and consider the implications of the results for the research question. So this is a very important step. We should interpret everything concerning the analysis process. We should tell the readers how we got these results. We should interpret, we should explain everything related to the content and structure of textbooks that I am examining. And the last step, which is go ahead now, you can write your research. After doing all the analysis and all the steps of the analysis in the coding system and analyzing the results and interpreting them, you can now start writing your research. You should write it in a clear and concise way, in a report with the inclusion of a description of the research question, sample selection, coding scheme, analysis, and interpretation of results. That's it for content analysis. And just a quick reminder that content analysis is an important process that comes systematically, okay, that is done systematically, okay, with the use of these 7 steps. Thank you for watching and have a great day.